and welcome back to Day with the Divas. We have some hot topics to discuss. If you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button and don't forget to like our videos. Come on, I hope you have your drink together. Let's get it on. And Alicia, what do you got for us?
Oh, I got some hot cooking for you guys. But first, all of my sources are TMZ, Rolling That Magazine, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, my cousin Bobo. So, everyone loves, well, not everyone, but most people love Ciara. She's been, booed up and having kids and family, stuff like that. But recently, she posted a snippet of some new music that she has coming out. Anybody excited to hear any songs from Ciara? Anybody see any Ciara fans? Raise your hands.
I like her.
Okay. I'm feeling it. So we have the snippet of what she posted.
Keep them morning they be trying to press you, but you ain't pressed on it. I'm way too far to be inside. I'm outside, having my own shit, booking my own trips. Don't ever let them disrespect you and call you out today. You have these boys obsessed, they can't stop mentioning your name. I'm bad, I'm gorgeous, I'm very important. How you calling me a second? No, I'm 7 courses. This is for the girls getting money. This is for the girls that don't need no man. This is for the girls that's in love with themselves. This is for all the girls that did it by themselves. This is for all the girls that's INGEPENDENT. This is for all the girls that been living stress free. This is for all the girls on a mission like me. This is for the girls.
Nice. So what y'all, that's a box for y'all, right?
I love it.
Nice
Classic
vibe.
Ciara.
I like it.
And she got on the boots that everybody's starting to wear. Those
Oh,
red
it's my only
boots.
problem with it.
Looking
What
cute
are
and
those
everything,
boots?
huh? Well, it didn't go over too well with all the fans. Could you believe it, right? So
The
the
beat
song
was
is
kind
called,
of hot. I was feeling it.
well, let me tell you why, though. Let me tell you why,
It's
y'all.
the words. It's the words.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's called, the song title is called For the Girls, for those who didn't catch it. And when she posted it at the top, I don't know if you saw her caption, it said positive affirmations, speaking
for
life into myself, right?
So, mhm.
But the song is about being single and not needing a man, though. And you heavily married with 3 kids, girl. So it's like, people are calling her hypocrites. They're like, what you doing single about being an independent
It's
woman, not needing a man, but you heavily
She
married.
not gonna
and
make
his
every
money.
song is not gonna be like, wake up with my husband and my 3 kids.
But who's to
Yeah.
say? But then there goes the interpretation of who's to say which self is she talking to? Her younger self when she was single? Who's anybody to judge who the hell she's talking about at what period of time? You
How
know,
many
she's happy
artists
right
are
now.
singing? Oh, sorry about
No,
that.
you
But how
good.
many
No,
artists are
no.
singing? How many artists are singing songs about love between men and women, and they live an alternative lifestyle? It is a song. It has a good vibe. The message is good. We're good. I don't understand. It's an art.
Why did we have to take it? Just like the whole like Usher and Chili and Confessions, and everyone was saying that it had to be about that or whatever. Again, who's to say that this is about that period of time?
That's what we do. We always look into what these artists, a lot of these artists say, they sing about what is happening at this particular time in their life, and this is what their songs are about. Like I believe like Mary J. Blige tends to do that, and Taylor Swift, so it's not our fault that we're looking into these songs, So I can understand. Go ahead, Ms. Nicole.
Having something doesn't mean you need something. She's just saying you don't need to have a man. Doesn't mean you can't have one if that's what you want at that moment.
Agreed.
Yeah. She don't need to have them boots, but she has them.
When I first saw those boots on, somebody else had them on. I was like, they look like cartoon boots, like.
Right.
That's exactly it. And they just, the
But-
comedian from Wildin' Out had them on with her little skinny self. And I was just like, what are we doing? And I was just like, I can't. I'm not even going to breathe life into it. I'm hoping that it disappears very quickly.
Yeah, I hated the boots. That was the worst part of the little clip, was her little outfit.
Yeah,
It was-
Her little
that's what I thought the
bags, those
controversy
big
was.
giant boots.
Right, Miss Nicole? I thought it was the boots. I thought that was what it was about.
nope, up in lyrics. What you think, Antrese? You awful quiet.
I understand what people are saying, that a lot of these artists are singing about, you know, F these dudes, do you. Meanwhile, a lot of them are married and in happy relationships, but they've got y'all out here being single. So, I think that's what people are getting at. But because a lot of young women, you know, they play these songs and they buy into the message.
Mhm.
So I
But
mean,
I mean, I think it's a good message that you don't need someone, so that you're not falling into a relationship just to be in a relationship. It's like, you know, find the one that's happy, that you're happy in. But until then, love yourself and get that money, sis.
But she ain't mentioned none of the other parts, though. You know what I mean? Like, she could at least have a song about how to get the Russell Wilson.
yeah, tell us how to get
Right. Because she knows all her fans want that information.
gorgeous
too.
and adores you. Like, sing about that. Let us know. We want to be down here.
Okay. All right. So you guys are all fans. I guess you would peep it off the song, right?
I love the song.
Yeah, I like the song.
Yeah,
I like the beat. It's
And I
got
love the
this. Yeah, it's got a nice chill, you know, and she made you feel the song or how she was doing her little movement, you know. I liked it.
I agree.
Now, just to,
She's
you
coming
know,
back. I like the way she's coming back and how she's looking and just everything that's about her now. Like I feel like it's good to see her come back, I guess is what I was gonna say.
okay.
And just,
okay.
you know, let's
Yeah.
look at how gorgeous she looks.
Yeah, I love that.
Is this both of them are right now, Marilyn, or is this a before and after?
These are right now. These are just recent pictures that I Googled just to find out like in the last couple of years of her.
I mean,
She
she's
looks
a
great.
gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Now to also add, you know, fuel to the fire a little bit. Do you think as a mom she should be saying stuff like this? What if her kids listen to this like, what? You know?
It doesn't
Wait,
matter.
Wait,
This is
what
a
was wrong
mom.
with what she said?
Yeah, I didn't hear all the verses, but yes, if I had a daughter, I'd certainly tell her you need to be independent. You don't need a man to
think
live
she
and be
cussed.
happy.
Yeah, I think she cussed, but here again, it's no different than any other profession you have. She's just singing. There's certain things, you know, you would potentially not have them listen to even at any age. I mean, like maybe not at this age, but when they get older, it's like, yeah, you know, I don't think she has to worry about the fact that she's a mom and she ain't telling her out there, like start being a stripper, you know, drop this, doing, you know, other type of stuff. So.
But she does usually dance like that though in her videos. So it'll be interesting to see what this video will look like.
I
It'll
mean,
be
I
creative.
didn't hear all the lyrics, Alicia. Is she saying that you don't need a man? Is that the
Pretty
point?
much. Yeah, she's like, I can buy my own stuff. I can book my own flights. I don't need no man. This is what I do. This is for all my independent ladies kind of thing. No, doggone well. She's heavily tied to
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because that's not her life. Like,
right.
at
You're
all.
talking about, she's talking to her past self, like, come on now. Not every song's gonna be about your past self now, you know.
But even
so
her
it's like-
past self, with her past self with Future, like, isn't that
Right.
baby daddy?
Question.
But was
could she be
Beyonce
sending-
single when she was singing about single ladies?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
she wasn't married. She says, if you like it, put a ring on it. And Jay-Z had not
Well,
done
she,
that.
no, that's
yet.
what I'm saying. Which I wasn't sure if she was married, you know, married at that time.
She
I
was
can't
not
recall.
married, and Jay-Z had not put the ring on it at that time.
could
I
Ciara
don't
be
think
sending
that
us a
artist has to
subliminal
sing
message?
about their relationship. They're singing about whatever's gonna catch and be hooky or, you know, catchy for the audience in the entertainment world. I don't think you have to sing about your
product.
relationship. You know,
So
it's
do
a
you think
product.
she's almost in that same vein as rappers who rap about having all the money and gold and rip, but they living at the poorhouse?
Oh, you are reaching, girl. Reach.
That's
Miss
my
Lavelle,
job,
you
Marnita.
mentioned-
That's my job.
Miss Lavelle, you were saying something.
I said, could she be sending us a subliminal message? Maybe something's happening that we don't know about?
No,
You guys, stop.
you guys are reading way too much into
I'm
it.
just asking. I'm just
One
asking.
of her writers wrote this song and she's like, oh, sounds cool. Let me pass it on.
That was my next question. Does she write her own music? It's a product.
Yeah.
A song is a product.
Exactly.
Y'all are too funny.
I mean, look.
Oh, you guys are too funny. I mean, you make this big world production out of this most inane
Right.
things.
speaking of people not writing their own songs, we got Neo who wrote To the Left, to the Left.
To the left.
Right, thank you.
Exactly.
Irreplaceable. That's what I was trying to figure out.
But he knew not to sing it. He was smart enough to know I can't sing this song.
But then he came out after and was like, yeah, these lyrics y'all singing, mine.
Well, since we're already at a concert, let's go over to some other musical artists. So one part of a duo, Chloe, from
Okay.
the Double Sisters, the twin sisters, she recently dropped that she will have Chris Brown featured on her new song. And she dropped it, I want to say like last Thursday. The song is called How Does It Feel? And it'll be her highly anticipated debut album at that. So the moment she let it be known that she's going to be working with Chris Brown up close and personal, everyone had a fit. You know, some fans even admitted that they would not even be streaming the song just because Chris Brown is on it. You know, they're very upset. He received a lot of backlash. Fans saying that, you know, Chloe, you know, isn't caring about women because she's linking up with this guy who's known for domestic abuse. Some people said that Chloe's management has no idea who her target audience is because why would they put her with him? It's a poor decision and stuff like that. One of the people who, you know, has something to say is former 3LW/cheater girl.
Oh,
Kylie Williams.
promises. Sorry, my bad.
Right. So she tweeted out, she says, let him come out with his own record. So genius, so captivating that it makes us all forget he beats women. He can't, so he won't. So what does he do? He slowly creeps back into mainstream by getting small nods for features on Black women's merit. Black women who are more talented, more worthy, but give him the okay. I'm swatting the effing air right now. Garbage. You know, and of course, Chris Brown never shies away from a Twitter fight in his life. You know, you couldn't pay him to stay off of social media. You know what I mean? So he had a lot to say.
I'm getting tired of the broken promises. Yeah.
Right. And then he also says what's on the right here. Obviously, you are at a point in your life where either you are very broke or broken. The fact you think you have to speak negatively about me makes you look so lame. Your life and career must suck right now. Minding your business, right? Mind your business would have been the best, but I guess you don't have a business or a real job that makes you financially stable. I feel more embarrassed for you and your actual maturity. Like, really, Chris? So, wow. Yes.
He actually had a lot more to say than that. He went off on everybody that he's tired of people bringing up Rihanna and we could all go F ourselves.
Exactly. And how young he was.
Can we build up? Can we do like a movie and build up? Climate.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were going there.
Oh,
I'm running the thing. Like I'm just saying, just kidding.
Cut. No. Rewind.
Sorry.
Whoops.
Go ahead.
We added it now. Okay. So after he responded to Kylie, he then went on a whole tirade against all the rest of the people because he was like, "Why fans tripping?" Basically, he threw everybody under the bus. Everybody white. Yes. He threw white people under the bus. He threw
that couple.
Yes,
Blueface
yes, Kristen and Blueface. So, you know, it's definitely a little bit explicit, a little bit there. So I'll just do some highlights of it, basically saying, you know, y'all hate me for a mistake I made as a 17-year-old. In his mind, he only had that one time, I guess, you know.
And was he 17? I don't think he was 17.
Yeah, I was like he was 17.
Right.
My thing is the best part is not his part of his
right, the whole entire
behind. The whole entire of it.
Anytime I'm effing 33, he about 54 or something like that. Time he's 33, like, you know. He's like, I'm tired of everyone running with that weird narrative, and y'all the same ones that be, you know, tuning in every week for Blueface and Chris on, because for those who don't know, those two are in a toxic relationship as well. So, you know, they be beating up on each other.
Toxic, abusive, yeah.
Right. He's like, y'all tune into that every day, and then he tells us what we can do later on at night. But no, thank you, sir.
And how do you do that disrespectfully?
Right. How do you do it respectfully? Then you're like, what's the difference?
Then he named all the white people that we have supposedly forgiven, like Mel Gibson and Sean Penn.
Exactly.
Some
That's
of the
what
people he was naming.
But
I
were
was
they
like, what?
forgiven?
Yeah, I was
They
for
just-
some of the people though that he was naming. I'm like, what they do? Like, what? I didn't even know what the crime was.
Mel Gibson did some kind of
I know Mel
tirade,
Gibson,
yeah.
but there were other.
No, he was
Sean
just telling their
Penn.
business, that the fact that we didn't know it, he was making sure we knew it now. And so,
Right.
he's like, if you throw me under the bus, I'm throwing all these other people under the bus too with me.
Misery
Care about
loves
that. Let's care
company.
about you, Chris.
So how many here agree with Chris Brown's take? Raise your hand.
I don't agree with his like message. Again, he needs to stop with the Twitter fingers. You know, this could have been said in a more graceful, respectful way. But also just this whole thing, I'm like, it's not like Chris Brown's career has been in the toilet. Like when
Right.
Homegirl was
Thank
like, oh, he needs to
you.
jump on somebody else's song. I'm like, he's had multiple albums since this has happened.
Mhm.
So
Has he been
it's
successful?
And great collaborations
You
too.
know,
He does
Absolutely.
collaborations, but
I
has
don't know
his
how
albums been
successul.
successful?
Well, he's still
like, I
selling
don't know,
out
'cause I
shows
don't
though.
really-
Anytime he does a concert, he still sells out though. That's the,
Yeah,
so
but
he's
people
making
can sell out. People can sell out venues based off of
Mhm.
stuff they did 20 years ago. A lot of
okay.
artists do that.
Okay.
He's making money. How
But
about
that-
that? He's still making
right.
money.
So he still has a successful career. I don't know how good his albums, good or bad his albums did, but he's still out there. He's still a known name, at least
Why is he
as
so
far as
mad?
I'm concerned.
I think it's just because people keep bringing it up.
Bringing
I
it
mean,
up.
he did. I don't know what age he was, but I don't think it was 17. Like I
Twenty.
said,
He was
But-
19 or 20. He was
He was-
19.
he was
Okay.
19.
He was
Yes,
I
19.
don't know
But
if he's
also-
been
Brown has
accused.
had many more incidents.
I was
since
getting ready
then.
to say it wasn't
There
just
were multiple,
Rihanna.
you know, from what I think that they, like you get, ladies are correct. I think it was multiple incidences but
with her,
Yeah.
right? Or was it
With
multiple
No,
people?
with other women.
with
Yeah,
other
like with
women.
Karuchi, he has a
Karuchi.
restraining order on him. You know what I mean? So
With good,
But has he
was it
had
Good
in the
Morning
last
America?
17 years? I don't know what age did they cut off. I'm not saying that I don't agree with his antics or abusing, but at some point in time, like I don't know if he not served because I don't think he served any time, but like I don't know if he's done anything recently in the last
Yes.
7 to 8 years.
Yes.
So then yeah, he shouldn't be. I wouldn't be posting nothing because if I was one of those people, I'd come at him again like, hey, you said this was when you were 17, but you did this when again allegedly.
And even still, like, other people that he has even mentioned, was it really forgotten? Like people, it's still
Right.
brought up every, whenever the occasion comes up. So, I mean, you did what you did, own up to it, I mean, sorry,
Right.
it's
he
going to
doesn't really
follow
seem
you.
apologetic. Exactly. He doesn't really seem
Yeah.
remorseful, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know, the tirade doesn't really sound remorseful, right? Like,
Right.
No, it
doesn't.
sounds like it's building up to something.
And it sounds like if he and Khalees, is that her name?
Kylie or Kelly or
If they were in a room.
Yeah, we don't know
Kylie,
her
her name
name.
is Kylie.
okay.
She's
Sounds
the
like
girl.
if they were in a room together, she should have protection with her
Mhm.
while they were having this conversation.
But my thing is like, no disrespect, but I'm trying to figure out when's the last time you, Kylie, have had anything of anything going on. I need for you to just kind of like, why did you, it's like, again, this is all relevancy. Are we trying to be relevant? Because when have you done anything, the last thing, I had to think about it because I saw her on that reality TV show where all of the broken, the broken female bands were on. And I had to think about, and I was like, I didn't know, I was like, why did she look familiar? And then she started talking. I was like, promises. I was like, oh, I know who she is.
She needs to trademark that.
Yeah, but she kind of made it clear on that show that she's no longer interested in being a recording artist. She kind of wants to be behind the scenes.
Exactly. She wasn't, but my thing is, again, it's just like, why, what are you gaining by this?
For what purpose? For what
For what
purpose?
purpose?
For her to
Exactly.
respond? I come for her to say something, or
Yeah, for her to
Right.
say something.
well, she wasn't the only one. Can't she not be a fan of Chloe? I mean, goodness, everybody else said something, but Chris Brown responded to her because she's more of a semi-public person, and she was an easy target with the whole promises thing. You know what I mean? So
I mean, she has every right to bring it up, you know.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
But
but
she
I'm just
went
trying.
left. I mean, she could have brought it up. She kind of was like, it wasn't, if you look at her tweet, it wasn't as bad as his, but she did kind of go a little deep on that.
Well,
Like-
I think she finds his continued presence in the music industry offensive.
right.
Like the music industry is the last industry that the Me Too movement has not touched. That's still a very toxic industry for women in particular.
Mhm.
And those men get away with things again and again and again and again. If you go back and read Chris Brown's rap record over the last 10 years, he's been accused of sexual assault. He's been accused of physically assaulting women in clubs because they're taking pictures of him with a cell phone. He's had women come to his house that he's been physically abusive towards, women who don't even know him that well. So, but we're still giving him opportunities to sell records. I think that's what she's talking about.
well, she needs to verbalize better.
Thank you. We need to communicate that in a proper fashion form and say that. Antrice, I believe that you may need to contact her publicist and say, listen, I'm going to need for you to communicate in this form or fashion so that the whole world can understand your true point. Because
I think Chris Brown felt like he was the dog that got hit, but I felt like she was kind of taking shots at women in the industry who keep letting him, giving him this pass.
Because the last part of the comment was about Chloe saying something about Chloe being whatever.
Yeah, and these talented women keep allowing him. They giving him the okay. I think that's what she said, by collaborating with him. So I feel like she was taking shots in multiple directions with her statement.
So do you guys agree with that? Do you think Chloe should chose somebody else?
That's my question.
Well, he was right there. He was the target right there. So, I mean, that's why she went after him.
Well, I'm saying,
No, you mean Chloe
in her song. Should she have
song,
featured somebody else besides Chris Brown? Like, I mean, there are a ton of amazing male R&B singers that she'd have gotten to feature. Why would, you know?
Maybe
That's
that's
true.
what
She probably wanted his recognition because he's still, in my opinion, a big name. So that was probably a factor. This is her debut album, you know, so we're gonna get Chris on there. There's probably better singers out there or whatever, but it's like, no, that's probably what the record label probably wanted.
And I want to say, like, more when I'm thinking about artists, you know, sometimes you already, like, when you're thinking about something, you already have a voice or an image or a video in mind. So I'm thinking that while she's making this, she's probably like, oh my God, I could totally, or the record label, because I could totally see XYZ doing this because he has this and his flow is like this. And so I can totally see it being just, oh my God, like, I think that he would be perfect for it. Just like, when songwriters come out with songs, they have a person in mind when they're singing it. They're like, oh my God, this person's voice would be so great for this.
Yeah.
Let's give him his accolades as far as his talent. He is one of the best. He can sing, he can dance, he has groove when he's performing.
And he's versatile.
Absolutely. So yes, he has his violent tendencies, but let's face it, he's got talent.
R. Kelly does too.
Lavelle, I was getting ready to say, so does R. Kelly, so does Bill Cosby. You want him free?
Thank you.
Come on.
Wait a minute.
Ike Turner was very talented.
Thank you, Ike Turner.
They're coming to get you, Lavelle.
Wait a minute. I agree. Their actions are reprehensible. However, they have the musical talent. It's like the lesser of two evils.
Oh
no, young lady, no, young lady.
Right now on the streets
you
of
about
LA.
to get all the subscribers to come for you, Lavelle.
I get it, Lavelle.
People
are looking at his artistic abilities when they want to work with him. They're not doing a vetting him. They're not placing him with their children or their daughters. They're going to make the records with them.
Until another incident happens, just like with Ashanti had that incident with that producer guy. You ain't gonna get your stuff until you sleep with me. You know what I mean? So, like my man voice, is it sexy? I mean,
Music voices. I
your
can't. I can't.
I like your British voice.
Voice.
well, you guys let us know that in the comments what you guys think of this, because yeah, as you see, it has us divided. Okay, so some of us will be peeping the song, some of us will not. So let us know.
Yeah, I was still jammed to the song now.
Right.
Dang. But Antrice, we're gonna need for you to get in contact. Kylie publicist. Get it together.
It's on my
You be
agenda.
her writer, her Twitter
She probably
writer.
doesn't have a publicist.
He still works
You
in
know
the
what?
business.
I was trying to give her a little up. I was trying to big up. I was trying to give her. We
my bad.
okay. I'm gonna
From
slow
one
the back.
toxic man to the next, please. Okay.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Come on, clean your palates, ladies. Clean
Oh,
your palates.
yes.
So you know, a lot of us like to watch the news, of course, and one of the Black male newscast person, Don Lemon.
Oh yes.
I knew he was going here
recently
tonight.
got a slap on the wrist for some stuff that he's been saying. So last week or so, he made some sexist remarks about a Republican candidate. Yeah,
Kiely.
there she is. Basically saying that since she's over 50, she's not in her prime anymore. Mhm.
He said that?
Huh?
That's
What
he
did you
said?
call it, Alicia? Season? No, you didn't call it season.
No, she said older mature.
Yes,
Older
I
mature,
see.
yeah.
Mature.
Well, that was nicer than Don Lemon's diatribe. So yeah.
Right.
But he
Well,
said
Well,
that.
because
Go
she
ahead, go.
said that our president was not in his prime, and he said, "Well, who is she? She's not in her prime."
Right.
Like he went further. He went further.
Yes.
Exactly. He was talking about,
Okay.
you can Google it and you can see anybody over the age of 40 ain't in their prime, blah, blah, blah.
No. Did you guys see the same thing I saw? He just tried to clean it up by saying, "It's not me that's saying this. I read it in a study." That's
Right.
what he said.
Try to clean it up and make it better. He made it worse.
No, but I'm just saying he didn't go on.
He
to
said
insult
he
her
tried to
more.
clean it up. Ms. Nicole say he tried to clean it up.
Yeah, he did say woman age doesn't define her either personally or professionally, blah, 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 you know, because he definitely apologized after his, you know, supervisors made him a little bit, you know. So of course, everyone definitely has some stuff to say. One person was Patricia Heaton. She's like a comedian and writer and stuff like that. And she started this whole movement like, oh, let's think of, since Don Lemon thinks women over 50 are past our prime, let's start prime time and list some of the things we've accomplished in these glorious years, you know, hashtag prime time. So that was trending for a little bit. And so after, you know, he got, suspended for a couple of days,
he got his
He was
slapped.
suspended for a couple of days?
or just, you know, not working, because he's now returned to work.
Yeah, they
though.
took
She
him
was
off
like, I don't know.
television, I
But
think,
I
for
thought
a
he
couple
had
of days.
vacation time planned
There
based
you
on
go,
what
yeah,
I
yeah,
read.
yeah,
He was
vacation
had
time,
scheduled
air
days
quotes.
off already.
Yes.
Damn, that make a great Southwest commercial. Want to get away?
Yeah, network CEO Chris Light said in an interview that he sat down with Don and had a frank and meaningful conversation with him. End quote. You know, he agreed to participate in formal training as well as continuing to listen and learn. You know, and so that's his conditions to return to work. So, what do you ladies think about that?
I think when you consider the whole conversation about, he didn't just like say out of nowhere, oh, women in their, because I think he said over 30s, 40s, and 50s or something like that. I can't remember. I've seen the clip.
He said the study said women in their 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Yeah, or not in
expressed
their
no
prime.
opinion of his own.
Right. And it's like he didn't just, they were talking about the fact that because this woman, if I remember correctly, and I've heard from different sources, I've watched different news clips, that she wants like presidential candidates over 70 or something like to take a test, an aptitude test, I believe. So there was a discussion about age that was open. So I think that they're being a little harsh on him by being like, oh, he's being sexist, because it was like, there was a discussion open. But
she's
maybe
not
he didn't have to
70
bring
something,
women
she's 50
into it.
something. That's a 20 year age gap for that one.
They should all take a test, but everything
Thank
to do
you.
with
They
age.
should.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then all of a
competency
sudden
test.
it'd be like the test was rigged and da 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 da, right? Now we get that, right?
What
Do you agree that-
exactly did he say?
He said, do we have that?
He said, "Who is she to talk about someone being past their prime? She's not in her prime,
Oh,
if I recall correctly." Because
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then that's when his co-anchor asked more questions, and that's when he went to the
Right.
study.
And that's when he was like, oh, it was a study.
Because-
Google it.
Yeah, because they all went clutching their pearls and inhaling. He didn't just say that.
But
And that's
and
when he
before
started
that, he
defending
was like, we
himself.
should get off this topic of age. He was like, we shouldn't
Yeah.
talk about this.
Right.
And then they kind of kept going. And then that's when he stumbled and said it.
Do you think he should have been reprimanded or not really?
Oh, he
You guys kind of
was.
agree with
He
him.
was, and I think they're just, I guess, finding things to add on, with other things that he have said. But I mean, I still like the guy. I like things that I'm not 100%, but I do like some of the things he says.
Now,
And
mind
I
you, he's over 50
too,
himself.
but it sounds like that came to his tongue like awfully quickly, that as a woman over 50, she's not in her prime. I'm just surprised he would say something like that so off the cuff.
Right. And
Not
mind you, he's
surprised.
over 50
Defending his
himself. He's
president.
over 50 himself. So
He was
Oh, is he?
defending his president.
Yeah, but you could defend your president without saying women over 50 are not in their prime.
She didn't
Well,
say anything about age. He said, "Who is she to talk about someone not being in their prime? Is she in her prime?" That's what he said.
But
And
he was
according to the
referring her
study
age,
that he
though,
was
right?
basing it on, pardon?
He was referring to her age when he said that, right?
Yes.
I think he was referring to how dare she say anything about anybody being in their prime, because studies have said that women are considered not in their prime in their, what did he start at 30s, 40s, and 50s, I think he said. The study said. He didn't say anything. He said, "I'm just repeating what the study said." That's what he said.
You can Google it, he said.
yeah, he did. He said,
But
"You can
yes,
Google it."
ultimately,
you can-
is
you can-
referring to her age
You can
laterally.
defend Joe Biden's competency without
Mhm.
coming for all women over a certain age.
He wasn't defending
do
his
think
competency.
Two things could be true at one time.
All right. It
So,
didn't have
yeah,
anything to do with
that
his
was a very
competency. He was just upset that she said,
yeah, look
he's
what
not in
came
his
out. When you're
prime.
upset, the truth comes out. And so there's a little sexism in there with Don Lemon. So yeah, I think he should have got his coat pulled. Yes.
Yeah, he
And
was
it
perfectly
doesn't
fine.
surprise me. I mean, we see this all the time, in terms of women having, for lack of a better word, a shorter shelf life in terms of entertainment and, sports and things like this. I mean, we are constantly seeing this. So while yes, what he says is sexist, I don't find it surprising, because I do believe that is in most men's minds, or a good portion of men's minds, in the forefront when they're choosing women and things like this. I mean,
It's like
the
a
show-
societal norm.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
it shouldn't be. That doesn't mean
No,
it
most
shouldn't
definitely.
be.
It
I
should
agree
not.
with you.
somebody who has their own show on a huge platform like CNN just saying something like that off the cuff, I think should be checked. And I think it was appropriate to check him, challenge
Yes.
him, and ask him
Oh,
to
yes.
rethink his position.
Yes, I agree.
They
100%.
told him to rethink what he says out loud.
true. Now, some have argued that the counterparts, on other channels that are against Democrats, they get to say whatever the heck they want to about Democratic people all the time, and they don't get reprimanded. So do you think, it's a double standard for
Well, yeah, their audience is completely different than the CNN audience. We're talking about a different demographic here.
True.
Don Lemon has to answer to CNN's audience.
Right. Exactly.
Were you gonna say something, Lava? Your hand was up, or you just agreeing? Okay.
She said, not this time.
Lavelle, Lavelle's awful quiet. Lavelle, what you got?
You know, I'm just mind blown about people just saying what they there's no decorum when they are on television. They just, because of what we have had the last 4 years ago, where people say and do what they want, everybody is just riding on everybody's coattails and saying, I'm going to say what I want, I'm going to do what I feel and call it a day. So I'm going to say what I want to say. And nobody's taking the time to think how their words are going to affect other people.
Again, Antrese is available. She's a publicist.
Antrese, maybe you should start a class.
I think Dawn Lemon is represented by very good people.
You know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
If they have
He just
told
needs
him,
them in his earpiece.
Yeah, there you go.
Stop.
yeah, they said,
I was surprised, not that, you know, he has these thoughts, but he's usually so, actually, no, I am surprised he has these thoughts because he's usually so thoughtful and well-spoken and
Poised.
yeah.
Maybe he threw one extra back that day and it just didn't, you know.
You know, he's past his prime, so with age, it's probably just, you know, it's just slipping.
Yeah, I want to know, does he consider himself past his prime?
So he made a joke. I just saw before we got on, like you said, Alicia, he returned to work today and he made a joke where he was like standing and I don't know, he jumped or something and he like was like, oh, I hurt my back. Oh, I'm getting old, something. So I don't know, Entertainment Tonight was pointing that out as kind of like he was kind of making that joke to counter what he said about women.
Right. So we'll still give him a chance, you know, but he definitely needs that hand slap for sure. Audience, you let us know what you think. Will you be slapping his hand too, or you know, you agree
Or do you
with
think women past 50 are past their prime?
Wait,
Right.
it's past 20.
right? Let us
And
know.
because you need a publicist, call 1-800-ONTRE.
See, if you need a publicist, just subscribe to us, and then we'll give you some exclusive content with Antrese, maybe, you know.
There you go.
And she don't work for free. We're keeping
Right.
We're gonna start up that Patreon.
Right.
Subscription money.
For sure, for sure. Thank you guys for tuning in with us today. We will catch you next week for some more hot topics. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.